फ्रेंड्स आपका कब शुरू होता है ऑफिस आवर्स? 11. Okay, same only normal. And what about you, Mansi? You are in night shift or something? Hello. Okay, I think Mansi is outside or something. Okay. Uh, we will just do a recap of yesterday. What we just had done yesterday. So yesterday we discussed about the type of logs, security logs, application logs, Windows logs that we get, that we can collect. We also saw the event viewer, okay, where we find it. We can just search it in our laptop and we can get event viewer. um, we also saw the portal, how can we download anything from content hub, okay, that is from the content
Hi,
management.
Suji. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead,
I
man.
am traveling, so I might not be audible in between. So please cooperate with me.
No problem, Mansi. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So like yesterday we were actually discussing about how can we download anything from content hub, okay, any package or any data connector, workbook, analytical rules, etc. We saw the we understood what is how incidents are being created from analytical rules. We saw analytical rules. We saw also the log section also, okay. And this is just an overview about everything, right? Today we will have a detailed discussion about log analytic workspace. What is the role of log analytic workspace? What is data retention? What is how do we do cost management, etc. So I'll quickly go to log analytics portal. Okay, here you can search log analytics workspace. It's already here, so I'll just click it. Since we have already created a log analytics workspace and attached to Sentinel, here already it will be present. This is what log analytics workspace looks like. Okay, so I'll just show you. You know, to expand this. Hmm, okay. So, what is log analytic workspace? Do you remember what is log analytic workspace? Why did we what did we discuss about log analytic workspace earlier? Correct. Right. It's basically a kind of database from where data is collected at first, and Sentinel uh, sits upon it and queries whichever data we want to query in Sentinel. It takes data from that and we can query from it. Okay. So basically all the data are stored here, and how you can also see the log section here as well, right? And you will see the same thing here also. Okay. So basically it is a this log section is a part of this only. Okay. And you also see the same in Sentinel. So here also you can do the same thing that you do in Sentinel. So now you understood. This is a connection between this. Okay, you'll be able to understand in like the connection that both of them uses the same thing to do any query or to search any data, to get any data. Okay, so how it is stored? So all database, like it is, I told her it's a database, right? Even any database, how it stores data, it stores in table and rows, correct? So sorry, in rows and columns, sorry. So so there are tables for each and every kind of logs. Like yesterday we saw different kinds of logs, right? For enter ID, if you remember, we saw sign in logs, audit logs, non-interactive sign in logs. Okay, isn't it? Do you remember, or shall I show you? Correct. Correct. So each type of logs, okay, are saved in different kind of table. Correct. And where can you find this table? You can either direct, if you want to query, you can directly search from here like this. Okay, like I saw yesterday, I show you sign in logs. And you can also see it actually here in the table section. You can see here table section. Okay, I'll go there. See, here are different kinds of different tables that are already present. These tables are basically this related to Azure Monitor or Log Analytics. Okay, that's why it is already present. These tables are like you will see async DNS activity logs. Async is known as asynchronous parsers basically. So we will come to this. Okay, what are parsers and all. But you see here alert table are already present, alert info already present. Okay, so these are some of the few tables already present. You'll get by default as soon as you deploy login workspace. But when you deploy or when you connect, let's say Microsoft Enter ID or Azure Active Directory or as active Azure Activity, accordingly it will get displayed here. Okay, like sign in logs, audit logs table, everything will be displayed here once we connect it, once we connect the data connector. Okay, so all this is about the tables. Okay. Agents, so I'll talk about agents later. Usage and estimate. Okay, here is an important thing you need to remember. What is this is a very you will also get it, this usage and estimated cost blade in Sentinel also. I'll go there, I'll show you where you will find it. It will take you directly there also. Okay, see here you have settings in Sentinel. Click on settings in Sentinel. You will see here workspace settings. Workspace settings is nothing but log and workspace settings. Okay, well click here. See, you come directly to log and workspace, right? It's the same thing, correct? So I'll click here. So basically, Sentinel and log and workspace are interconnected. Okay, we'll discuss one of the most important thing because it is related to pricing, cost optimization, etc. Okay, what is data retention? Data retention is nothing but how much data or for what duration you want to keep the data to do query. Okay, so since we have a lot of data, right, we ingest data in GBs, also in TB. So to query that, it will take you means you have to keep data in a hot storage, in a kind of hot storage. Hot storage means where it is actively available, right? Basically it is a storage, right? This log and workspace, this database. So you can either set it to 30 days, 90 days, or even more. Okay, like active retention up to 2 3 years. Okay, see here we have already set it to 30 days, means it is already by default. And you can also set it to like 60 days, 90 days, also 370 days from here. Okay. So for the first 90 days, it is free. Okay. For the from Microsoft, the first 90 days of data retention is free. If you put that, let's say for 90 days, that means there will be 90 days of data, okay, historical data, that will be available for direct querying. Okay. If you want to query sign in logs for 90 days, you can set it for 90 days at first only, and then up to 90 days you can search data. Okay. Beyond that you will not be able to see data because you have retained data for 90 days only. After that it will get lost. Understood? Are you understanding? So I think this answers your questions, Prince. Yesterday you asked about this, right? Correct. So hmm, which one? I'll tell. This is pay as you go tire. For now I've selected. So pay as you go now is means for free. It is there already. Pay as you go means it will only it will only cost you whatever resources you are using, or whatever ingestion will happen. So I told you, right, Sentinel will only incur cost if you're ingesting data. It is free for it is free for 30 days. It is free for 30 days, but it is set as pay as you go. After 30 days, if you're ingesting data, okay, yeah, right. And there also there is one more thing also for okay. Have you started the recordings? Okay, thank you. So so after 30 days, once you start ingesting logs, it will um cost you as per your ingestion. Okay. After up to the first 30 days, it is free. Okay. Second thing also from native data connectors. Do you remember what I told you about native data connectors? What? Yeah, tell me. No, that's wrong.
Or the
That's wrong.
Microsoft product.
Correct. Correct. Exactly. So, native data connectors are only the Microsoft products. Okay, Microsoft data connectors. If you sell a native product, then it is a Microsoft product. Okay, like if you are like if I tell you what is your native, okay, then you will tell that I am from actually this place. That means your आपका गांव किधर है? मतलब आप actually originally किधर से हो, है ना? So that is native. Okay, so for Sentinel, everything native is related to Microsoft. Okay. So from native data connectors, whatever you ingest, there is also some free criteria. I will show you here. I gave you a price calculator, right? You follow the links. Let's see, price calculator, Azure price calculator. Okay. Always keep this handy. Whenever you feel like you cannot remember everything, right? But everything is present here. You go to Azure price calculator. Search for the product Sentinel view. Okay, I already gave this to you. I'm again giving this to you. You will get question also like what is the data retention period? Okay, um, how much like for the how much for what duration it is free. um like 30 days for initially it is always free only, but for the first 90 days it will also, or 90 days of data retention, it will, you can set it as free also. Okay, so here, see, for I've set like how you use it. I'll just show you. Okay, I will set for like Central India. Okay, we have set our log analytic workspace region as Central India. Correct. So this is also important. This is also important because for each very Central India here above. Mm, hmm. Okay.
Sujit, I got a question.
Yeah, yeah. Please go
So
ahead.
this region, like we select based on the user requirement.
Based on client requirement,
Yeah, the
if they do
client one.
not have any compliance, like they have a compliance that they need to, they cannot go beyond certain region, like let's say the US client are there and they want their all environment, Azure environment, to be within West US, then you have to be, you have to create everything in West US only. Okay, you cannot create anywhere else. If they do not have any compliance issue, then you can keep it anywhere, but you should not keep it anywhere. You should keep it, you should use it as cost optimization. Okay, so for India the cost will be less in comparison to US, it is actually. Okay, so you can also see in that way.
So
Yeah,
like you talk about the backup also, right? So
correct.
while calculating the price, so like should we include the like usually they take the backup region also, or they won't include the backup?
No, no, this is nothing about backup here now. Okay, backup is different.
Okay.
Backup, we are not discussing here right now. I'll tell you what to do, but for now this is everything regarding um, initial implementation of Sentinel. We are not discussing about backups. Okay, so we are now choosing Central India, daily logs ingested. Okay, I'll talk. I'll talk about two things. Okay, this is also very important. What are the types of logs? Very basic is that what is analytical log, what is basic log. Okay, so Ramesh, you have any idea what is analytical log? What is the difference between analytics and basic log? Any idea?
I think basic logs means the logs which we get like the sign-in logs, system logs, application logs, and then analytic logs like the I don't have idea.
Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. So basic log and analytic log, the first and major difference is that analytical logs, as the name says, we can do any query on this kind of logs, analytical logs. Okay, on basic log we cannot do any uh, query or high level query that we do in Sentinel. Okay, in basic log we can do only basic kind of query on this kind of log. Hence we cannot create an analytical rule on basic log. We can create only analytical rule on analytical analytics logs. Did you understand this? This is very important. You may get questions here. Yeah, so basic log are the kind of raw logs like that we get from firewall logs, like normal firewall logs, raw logs. They're known as, they're one type of basic log. Okay, where you cannot, it is kind of raw format where you cannot do advanced level of querying. You can do only basic querying. Hence you cannot create Analytical rule. Do you remember analytical rule which will generate alert? Yeah, rules, correct. There we cannot enable or create a rule on basic logs. Okay, we can only create a rule on analytic logs only. Okay, so normally we ingest analytics log only. Okay, yes. Hmm. Yes, correct, exactly. Okay, so normally we ingest analytic logs only. Okay. Mhm. Right, right. That's a good question. Why basic logs are in use then? So basic log we will only ingest if client wants there is no much need of basic log or it is of low importance. They do not want they do not want any alert on it. They just want to have it for compliance purpose or they just want to ingest that. Okay, to to check whenever needed. First, that one is the thing. The most important thing is cost. Basic log cost is low, while analytics logs cost is high. For cost optimization, they if some logs they don't want any anything. They don't want to set up any rule or they don't want to create any alert on this. They will just ingest this basic traffic logs. Okay, normally let's say in firewall there are types of logs also, traffic log, threat log. Okay, configuration log. Normally, traffic logs are very huge in number, huge, and some they do not want it to be investigated, or they do not investigate it. They do not want any alert on it. Okay, any rule on it. They just want it for compliance thing. Already, maybe they are doing it in directly in proactively in firewall only. Okay, any detection, anything. In SIEM, they don't want. Okay, in firewall also you do right some activities like blocking IPs or any IOCs. Okay, so now in SIM they don't want to do the same, then they will just incur basic law, they don't want anything. In that case they will require, because it will reduce the cost. I hope I gave you the answer right. Okay, so this is one thing. See, for 30 days, how much it is ingesting? It is calculating on the basis of days. So, same, I have now just given 100 GB logs for 30 days. Now, I will just change, I'll show you if I will put 100 GB basic log, you'll able to understand. See, the cost reduced drastically, like less than, 4 times. So it was $12,000. Now it is $3,600, right? So that is the reason they use basic log. Okay, I will just put 10 GB. Okay, now you see retention. Uh, Total monthly ingestion is 304 in GB. If you are ingesting 10 GB per day, if we'll put 3 months, then it is free. Okay, if I'll put 4 months, then you see it starts incurring cost, right? So first 3 months are free. After that, you if you are willing to retain the data, it will be incurring cost. Okay, that is data retention. Now we'll come to what is data archival. Okay, data retention you can do up to certain limit, right? Like to 2 years, or I'll just show you, can do up to approx 2 months. Sorry, 2 years data retention for sure. You must go through these links that I'm sending. Mm, okay, so 90 days by default it will be in, interactive retention means 90 days you can proactively you can query any logs for how much data you are doing for keeping for retention. It is extensible up to 2 years. The long term retention is not defined by default, but you can define it up to 12 years. So I'll tell you, I will just give you this. Okay, you can also search it from yourself, no problem, but I'll give you this. Okay, so I'll talk about data archival now. What is data archival? So since this is interactive period, right? Data retention, correct? You can actively search for data. If you have kept for 2 years, you can actively search data for 2 years. But what is data archival? Data archive. Okay. Data arch. Yeah. Right. Future. Correct. Correct. So for historical analysis, normally for any attack, okay, what we do is we need, like, let's say 3 months, or max to max, 1 year is sufficient, right, to do any historical analysis to for any kind of attack. Beyond that we may need, but we normally do not require. Okay, that is what my experience means with clients, like all the clients, they normally keep it to 1 year max. Normally 6 months they keep, or 90 days. Otherwise they do not keep it for long. Okay, because it is expensive. If you see here, for 10 GB data per day, if I'll keep for uh, 12 months, see, only for 10 GB data, $380. If that, but normally they for 100, normally they, for 100 GB, how much it will be? 38 100. It is just for um what, 30 days. Okay, so this is expensive. Now what they do is that they rest after that, means let's say for 12 days they have kept for retention. After that they will keep in data archival. Okay, data archival is nothing but, as you said, Prince, it is basically a cold storage where you do not actively need data to query. Okay, so it will be basically little cost effective. It's not expensive. Let's say I'll put it for 12 months. See, the same for 12 months. If you keep for data archival, data in data archival, it is just 1,000. Okay, see the difference, right? So for this, for when you keep in data archival, you can save cost because you do not need to, you do not need the data actively, right? So that's the reason. data archival keeps in cold storage. Whenever you require, you fetch the logs and you basically query it. Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, just remember, I'll show you next. We cannot show because we cannot store the data, but yeah, you do a search query and search job. Okay, which will also incur cost. Okay, for every search of data, like let's say you want to bring data for last 10 years, 5 years, okay, from data archival. For each query you put, okay, for to bring that data, and for each kind of any advanced search, you will also incur cost. So this is one thing you need to just remember. Okay, it's not much important, but yes, this is you need to remember search query, search job. Okay, so where you will find it, I'll show you. So data archival cannot be put like data retention. Okay, like if you set for where you can set for 90 days. Okay, and it will be set for every logs or every table, right? But for data archival, okay, you cannot do it like this directly. What you have to do is you have to go to the table. Okay, you click on the table. Suppose you want to data set manage the data retention and data archival for alert. Okay, see, alert table, these are all table, right? I told you. You just go there, click here, click on the three dots here. Okay, manage table. Okay, you click on manage table, you see interactive retention, same as workspace setting. Now we have just set up to 90 days, right? So you'll get it here, captured it here. Interactive retention is nothing but data retention. Now total retention is what? Total retention, yeah, it is now set to 30 days, but we can change it. Total retention is nothing but data retention plus data archival. Okay, I'll set it. Let's now set it 1 year. Okay, I've kept it as 1 year. You will see blue thing is, you just keep it there, hover the cursor there. You see 30 of 365 days are interactive retention. Okay, now it is happening for basically I have not saved it, and mm, yes, go into archival, right? Here you can see, okay, 365 days of 365 days are archive period. Okay, so if I'll go and save, it will get saved. Now I don't want to do here any changes. Okay, so this is how you can set. Okay, the archival total retention period will be the that interactive, I mean data retention period plus archival period. Okay, you can set up to 12 years. Okay, earlier it was 10 years, now it is 12 years. Hmm. Correct, correct. Don't tell it storage, tell it data archival. Okay, okay, understood.
Sujit,
Any question now? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead,
I
Ramesh.
got a question. So after the data retention period,
Mm-hmm.
so if we want to keep uh, the logs in the data archive,
Hmm.
so we store it in the log analytic workspace, or we store like we use any other Azure storage space.
So it's in the background. It's basically the storage only of log at a workspace, but it is cold tier. Cold tier means it will store data where you cannot actively get it, directly get it like you get it in data retention.
So if we want to use the logs, we need to pay money and we
Right,
need to use.
correct. You have to pay it. separately.
So it will be like a separate money for the data retention, and if you want to use the cold storage logs, we need to
Hmm.
pay extra money, separate money.
See, data retention, how much you can do? You can do up to 2 years, right? Active data retention. Like, okay, this is because of free tier, maybe it is not showing here available. So, but you can see here in slide up to 2 years you can do, right?
Yeah.
After that, you
Yes.
cannot do data retention because this is will be huge. Okay, hot means querying 2 years of data directly. Okay, it will take time. It cannot process that much data directly to query. Okay, so the limit is only 2 years. After that, you have to keep it in data archival. Okay, first is cost. Second is capacity also. Basically, you cannot. These data are huge in numbers. You will be like per day. There may be some TB of data that are getting ingested. Imagine for 365 days or 2 years, right? 700, 800 TB of data you will be querying. It is not possible to query so much of data, right? So that's why. Uh, mhm. Mm. So it differs from client to client. Like the recent client I have, they're using 180 days data retention period and rest 185 days data archival. Total 1 year, right? Some they are doing 90 days of data retention and like 2 years of data archival, like that, or 5 years. They're doing. Yes. Yes, this is we do not decide. Okay, in design, it we do not decide. We only give them that this is the thing. 90 days you can keep it. First 90 days will be free for you, and you that is your call. How much you want to do retention, or how much you want to do archival. Sometimes client ask us what will be the best thing. We will tell them like. If it means we will ask question, okay, in this way. So we'll ask them question. So for historical data, how much what is the time period that you look for any kind of possible attack? They will tell like 6 months of historical data is enough for us, or 1 year of data we check. Every team or client has a different way of detecting, right, or investigating. Will tell that okay, if you have to do historical analysis for 1 year, then you have to keep it for 1 year, or it is okay if you keep it for 6 months also, if they do not have any problem. And rest data archival, if they want historical data, max to max they keep it for like total 1 year, or normally if they don't have any idea, we keep it 1 year. If they want like okay, we should keep it something, so 2 years, otherwise it is their call only, maximum. Okay, so this is the thing about log data retention and data archival. Okay, I will also give a link of data archival. Are you understanding, guys? Any problem? I'm going too fast, too slow? Are you understanding? Is it my language is simple, or what, my English is too bad, or what?
It's a good subject.
Okay, thank you. Wherever you can, you just come in, okay, Ramesh and
Yeah.
Prince.
So the data retention is like the like we can use the data for
Mm-hmm.
90 days. It's free. If we set it for 120 days, we can use it at any time without any cost. Once it
Hmm.
is done the period, it will go for the data archival, right?
Correct, correct. Right,
Then if you want to use the data, we need to uh, pay certain amount of money, like how much data we are investing, and we need to use it.
correct. Right, you're entirely correct.
So
Whew.
most of this data retention and data archival will be given by the client, right?
Yeah, right. They only decide.
So we just give the like we just select the how many days we need to keep it, and that's it, and we need to save it, right?
Hmm. It is one time only, one time configuration only. Once you're done, it's done. You don't need to do anything else.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Go through this always. Okay. So you heard about data retention, data archival. Now we'll see another important thing, that is daily cap or data limit. Okay. So what is a daily cap? The name itself is telling that we will put a cap or we'll put a limit on the daily ingestion data. Okay. So like you have different tires in pay. Okay. Like here, like you asked, right, Prince, what is pay as you go, it is there. And what are the, basically these are pay as you go is one type of payment that Microsoft provides. Another is like, if you want to go for standard pricing, like 100 GB per day, if you want, in that way it will also give you like this, like for 100 GB per day you will be charged 34,475 per day. Okay. Like suppose your client tells that I ingest only, my maximum to maximum ingestion is 90 GB only per day. Okay. Then you tell, you have two ways. Either you have um, either you can take 100 GB per day, or you can take pay as you go. Pay as you go is 500, like for year. Pay as you go is 500 GB per, sorry, 500 rupees per GB. Okay. So like that, if you are incurring 100 GB, then it will be 500 into 100. Okay. Uh, yeah. But normally everyone chooses pay as you go, or that it is completely to client. Okay, it is not your headache, but this is you have to give an idea. Okay, you can choose. So I'll go back to settings, workspace settings. Sorry. Hmm. So daily cap. Okay. Now, what client says that I will incur only maximum 90 GB per day. Okay. I do not do anything more than that. If anything more than that is coming, I don't want that data. Okay. Then what will I do? So sometimes there may be some high and low, right? It can be like 100, 5 GB or 90 GB, but normally they have on 100 GB only. After that, they don't want any data to be ingested. This is also a cost optimization technique where you can put a limit fixed. It will be charged. But in pay as you go, like in normally in Saturday and Sunday, you have low ingestion. Okay. So recently, I just had a client whose daily ingestion was below 200, around 200 GB per day. Okay. But in Saturday, Sunday, their ingestion was only 40 on an average, 40 GB on an average. So what is better? They will go for 200 tire, but if the Saturday, Sunday in 1 month, they have 4 Saturday, Sundays, right? So, yeah, 8 days. So if they go with pay as you, it is better for them. है ना? So like that. Okay, you can put a daily cap like this here. So let's say if I'm putting 100 GB per day, okay, nothing beyond 100 GB will ingest, get ingested. After 100 GB, it will stop for that day. Okay, let's say it's normally start from 12 or 1. Okay, the timing starts from there. Okay, 12 or 1, 1 a.m. or 12 a.m. Okay, from that to let's say morning 5 only you ingested 100 GB or 105 GB. So until 100 GB, okay, it will ingest logs. After that, it will drop. Mhm. You are let's say pricing thing you are telling, right? So if you have kept 100 GB daily data cap, then why you have chosen 200? Hmm. 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 Yes. Correct. Right? Your understanding is correct. So, but you should not do like that. If you have only 100 GB one, then you should keep only 100 GB tire only. Yeah, yeah. Right. These questions are actually needed, so we can have a discussion. I'll put 1 GB per day. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I've set the daily cap to 1 GB. 90 GB. Let's now keep it normal. No problem. Oh, okay. So this is about daily cap, daily data retention, and data archival. Okay. Um, so here,
So,
yeah.
so for example, if an client doesn't know like how many data like they will get ingested, so
Hmm.
they can go for like they need to set the daily cap, or they can go for the pay as you go thing.
Hmm. So they should go for pay as you go if they don't know of the daily data ingestion what they have. Okay, they should go for daily data ingestion, but you should ask them do you want to keep a data cap, because it will incur more price. Okay, if they do not know actually, because the pricing is also very huge, right? So we recommend them to put a daily cap if they have no, enough money, and that's not a problem if they have enough budget. But if want to go for 500 GB, the maximum they can, it is within cost, you should ask for that. Okay,
Okay.
always. Normally everyone go for pay as you go, but like for few they go for standard tires.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but you should not recommend anything, it is on um, client only details. Yes, yes. Yeah, simply you just open the price Azure price calculator, go there, show this all data. You can also actually take it in an Excel file. Mhm. You can change the currency. Okay. Uh, wait. Export, right? Just go for export, and you can export an Excel file and give it to customer, and you can show it like this is the thing, what you want, what is your call. Okay, we'll show them, okay, you want this analytical logs, you want set it to retention period this much, your archival you want to keep it or whatever their requirement. Okay, you can restore like anything, but these are not much required for initial thing. You just keep it like data retention, give a knowledge that if you are searching for it from the archival, it will also cost you. Okay, so data archival, data archival. Okay, if we if we set the data archival period, then only it will cost. Okay, no, if you have not kept data, then how we will restore, right? So yeah, so you just give it to them that this is the thing, and how do you want to go? They will only tell you. They will ask you question. You just answer them. Okay, I'll show you. Put your details like what your input you keep according to them. See, this is the cost. Okay, so that is the way to go.
So this will Sujit, like this will come for pay as you go thing also, or
Sorry, please come again.
so like if we select the pay as you go,
Mm.
so we need to the data retention and data archival will be separate, right?
There is no link to pay as you go and data means.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll tell you. So data retention cost is different. Okay, data archival cost is different.
Okay,
Okay, pay as you go is basically the ingestion cost. These are the storing cost.
okay. The daily how
Okay,
much the time.
uh pay as you go is nothing but the ingestion cost of the daily amount of data that we are ingesting. While data retention and data archival are the cost related to the storing of data. Okay, suppose per day you are ingesting 100 GB, you will pay first of all cost of 100 GB data, but also you are going to store the data for 1 day, and for 1 month also it will you are also going to store, right? So that also will come into data retention. And after suppose you have set data retention to 90 days, after 90 days the data will automatically go to data archival. Okay, for that also you'll incur data, but less cost because it will go into data archival. No, no, there are two thing only: data retention and data archival. Pay as you go is not storage. This is the cost that you are getting. Okay, let's say you are. I'll tell you. Yeah, go ahead. hmm It is like entry fee. See, correct. See, pay as you go is like when you go to any pub or anything, then you sometimes give entry fee, right? So entry fee is pay as you go. How many if you go for entry fee, you will get means how many if you go, then you will give entry fee for each one. But inside that, whatever you want to do, that is like data retention and data archival because you want to stay for long. As long as you stay, your price will increase, right? That is data retention and data archival. Okay, it is a thing. Any other questions? No. Okay. So I think we covered like pretty important things today: data retention, data daily cap, okay, data archival. Okay. Also, we saw, like about log and workspace. This log section. There are tables. Hmm. No, these are not rules. These are tables. Like here, like for sign in logs you searched, then go for alerts. Alert here. Okay, since you are not ingesting any logs, okay, it is not showing any data here. Once you'll ingest, you will show. Means you will be able to understand. So these are tables only where data will be stored. Okay, these are pre-made. For security incident, security alerts, there will be different table only. Security incident and security alert are two different tables, separate tables. So you will only get that when you when we ingest logs and when you create any analytical rule, deploy any analytical rule, and any incident is generated, you will get incidents. And when incidents are generated, they will be kept in the data incident data will be kept in incident security incident table. Right, right. I will also show you. Hmm. Yes, yes, correct, correct, correct. We have not gone there because now we have first we will understand what are analytical rule. Okay. No problem, no problem. We will we will understand what are analytical rule. Okay. Then we will actually go and deploy this enter ID. Okay. So once we deploy enter ID, then you will get logs in sign in logs. Okay, sign in and audit logs. So there you can see the logs and how we can query it, right? So for that we will be actually integrating that first. Okay. So I'll tell you. We'll do it later stage. So you'll are able to understand. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay. So I think we have not completely done this, but region we did it in while setting up log analytic workspace, right? When we created log analytic workspace, we chose, yeah, centrally. That is the reason. Only, okay, because it is required for two things: compliance. Second is cost. Every client has different compliance, right? I told you, right? Suppose there is a US client, they suppose there can be complaints that they do not want to keep their data in anything beyond like West US or East US. So you cannot keep it in India or UK or Singapore. You have to keep it in West US only, right? Any other question? Prince, Mansi, any questions?
No, nothing.
So Sujit,
Yeah, Ramesh.
so we talk about the analytic logs and the basic logs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you told that mostly we use analytic logs to create analytic rules to
Correct.
monitor thing.
Hmm.
So then why the client ingest the basic logs? So because it will charge us, like because it will charge them money, right?
Yes. So in an basic log, the cost is less. Okay. And if they just want it for compliance purpose, like they just want to keep it, so anything any audit is going on and they tell that there is no logs from this data source only, then what monitoring are you doing? Then they just keep it for basic log. For future, if this somewhere will need to do anything, then they will just go to that logs and do some basic query only. They cannot do advanced query. They will check there and they will use it. Okay.
So they will get it mostly for the compliance part, right?
Yes, compliance and cost, because cost
Okay.
is less. Okay, I'll give you the link. Mm, I think I already gave you this. I'll just give you this. Okay. Tables that supports. Sorry. Okay. Mm, okay. Any other questions, guys?
No such.
Okay. So were you able to understand, guys? I'm going too fast or slow? Any feedback for me? Okay. 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 Thanks. Yeah, Ramesh, you're telling something.